Hello and welcome to White Eagles TV. This is my first episode since I did a recap of our loss to Switzerland and our overall World Cup performance. We're in the semi-final stages now of the World Cup, and I thought I'd just do one more episode which covered the Dragan Stojkovic press conference, which was about 4 days ago in Belgrade, and just some of the things he talked about and discuss what he meant by them, and we'll go from there. So before he landed in Belgrade and did the press conference, he said that he was going to go to Belgrade and front the media. He said that there was some that wanted him to go straight to Paris. I guess he lives there, and not come to Belgrade. He was asked about this and he declined to comment as to who he was referring to. But he did mention a few things that there's a lot of outside interest who want to see him out of the coaching job of Serbia, that are upset with him. Didn't specify exactly what. He did mention that Stara Pazova, where the federation is located, where the players meet and train and sleep and that. He did mention that a lot of people are upset that that place is now cut off to anyone that's not involved in the Serb national team. He referred to it as Nije ovo kafana više, where you come as you please. And he said that by shutting that down, it upset a lot of people. And I guess, that's probably one of the main reasons people want him out of the job of Serbia. The main thing is, for us fans, he's going to stay, which I think we need him there. We need stability. We can't keep changing our managers after every campaign. We need someone that's going to stay there, hopefully a long term, 10 years. I'd love Stojkovic to stay there 10 years. And sort of build on his philosophy, what he's trying to do with Serbian football, which is just having this attacking mentality. Maybe what Yugoslavia used to be back in the 80s and early 90s, and then we went to this defensive system in the last 20 years. Maybe he's trying to bring that back. Well, he's trying to bring that back. He's trying to bring that attacking system back. So that's why I want him to stay here and stay the course. Finish the job you started. But he did make reference that, he was manager now. He's been manager now for 20 months with Serbia. And that when he took over the job, he outlined he had 3 goals for the Serb national team. One was to qualify for the World Cup, tick. One was to top the nation group and progress into the elite group, Group A, tick. And the third goal was to make it out of the group at the World Cup, and we all know how that went. He failed, and he said he failed in that one. But 2 out of 3 goals from a guy who took over when Serbia was down is pretty impressive. Not to be overlooked, not to be spat on, as he said, not to be spat on, and it shouldn't be spat on. It was a fantastic achievement. But just going back, before the campaign started at the World Cup, he said that after the Bahrain game where we played, we won 5-1, he said after that, about 7 to 8 players couldn't train after that game. He said that they were just physically not fit enough to train, which begs the question, why play that friendly? I don't think any other team played a friendly before the World Cup, so why play that friendly? That's on him. But he was complaining that 7 to 8 players after that game weren't able to train. And he also mentioned that Vlahovic and Mitrovic hadn't played for a month before their first game for Serbia against Brazil. And that when Mitro rocked up to the camp, he was in a moon boot. Probably not what you want 10 days out before the first game. That's why obviously didn't play against Bahrain. So it's a shame that the World Cup preparation wasn't the best. The Bahrain game probably shouldn't have been played if you did have injury concerns, and Mitro and Vlahovic were injured coming into it, hadn't played for a month for their own clubs, which is not the situation you want. He questioned the fitness of his players coming into the group, but honestly, that's on him as well. What sort of fitness coach you have for the Serb team what sort of fitness science, sports science are you employing with the Serb national team to make sure that they can run 90 minutes? From the first minute, 9 minutes, you still have that fitness, you still have that intensity. I'd love to know what, if any, sports science is being conducted by Piksi and the Sabres to prepare ourselves. Because, you look at all three games. Brazil, that first half, I've watched that game again, well, pretty good. We matched it with them up to about that first goal. We fell away. So that's the fitness coming in. Cameroon, 65th minute, we're leading 3-1, cop 2 goals, and then the decline against Switzerland, again, just before half time, the decline. So obviously, we're almost there, but not good enough. So, I mean, if you had that intensity, that fitness for the whole 90 minutes, you have the ability to win games, but we just didn't. And that's on him as well. He didn't criticize himself for any of that. He should have. He should have said that, my preparation wasn't the best. But he didn't, and I've watched that press conference twice, and he never mentioned that. And he said that we didn't have strength to win those games. Okay, fair enough. He also said that people were criticizing him that the system he had couldn't work, and he repeatedly stated, the system I have, top nations group, top World Cup qualifiers against Portugal, and got us to the World Cup. So he said the system can work, it just at the World Cup it didn't. I don't know what that means. And then I guess that's where he questioned the fitness and the strength of the players, mentality wise as well. We just lacked it in those 3 games, and that's why you end up on 1 point after 3 group games. He also said that if Mitro and Vlahovic were 100%, that the 2 goals they scored against Switzerland would have been nothing compared to what they actually would have done. What he obviously means by that is that they would have went and smashed everyone. You can see Mitro it was just something was holding him back, and we suffered in those games with Mitro just not being 100%, especially against Cameroon. First minute he lands it awkwardly and hard on that ankle of his, and the rest is history. But he did score a goal against Cameroon, so maybe he's got a point. Maybe if it was 100%, would have seen a different Mitro. You see Fulham, how hard he works, drops back, helps defense, helps midfield, gets up, still bangs him in. For Serbia, wasn't able to do that. It was almost like Piksi told him just stay up. Overall, I think that Stojkovic will learn from this campaign. He said in his press conference that we have nothing to be ashamed about, and I agree with him there. I don't think we have anything to be ashamed about. Okay, we didn't win a game in the group, but we showed pretty good performances in all 3 games. Results didn't go our way in the end, but I definitely think that we shouldn't be ashamed. And he said that nobody can spit in on our team and on our results, because we achieved something pretty good, I gotta say. So I just hope that Stojkovic stays on and no players retire. And usually when after a World Cup like this, multiple players retire, and then you're sort of left picking up the pieces who's left to play for Serbia. In this case, it was excellent because no one retired. Not even the oldest player in our team, Dusan Tadic, who's 34. He didn't retire as well, which is excellent, which means he still believes he has something to give to the Serb national team. So I hope he studies for another qualification period, gets us to Euro 2024, and whether he's good enough to play in that tournament, we have to assess when the time comes. You can't be sentimental, emotional in these sort of performances. If you're good enough, you play. If you're not, you got to go. But overall in the press conference, he backed his players. He stuck to his system, his philosophy of football, but he didn't take any criticism about his tactics at this World Cup, which there was a few. Not shutting down the Cameroon game was one. The fitness of his players was another one. That rests on him. He should have taken the blame for that. But overall, our next game's not till the 25th of March next year against Lithuania in Belgrade, where we start the qualification for Euro 2024. We've got nothing till then. We'll have a friendly in January, but that'll be C-grade players because it'll be in January when the season's on, so no one's going to go to America for that one. But thanks for watching. I'll probably do, I'm not sure what I'm going to do now for 3 months while there's now. I'll probably do some episodes. I'll have to come up with something. If anyone has ideas, leave a comment on this video, let me know, and I'll try and do something. Thanks for watching, and I hope you like the videos and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to build something here for the fans, where we just have a dedicated YouTube channel just for the Serb team, for better or worse. Thanks for watching.